exploring some intriguing rumors involving the Toronto Maple Leafs and potential addition to their squad. The focus is on Jared McCann, a player who once wore the Leafs jersey but was left unprotected in the Seattle Kraken's expansion draft. Before we jump into the details, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the latest news and insights about your favorite hockey team. Alright, let's get started. Jared McCann has been making headlines recently, and for good reason. He's a forward with a solid scoring history. In fact, he's a former 40-goal scorer, which is impressive by any standard. The Leafs had McCann on their roster, but during the expansion draft, he was exposed and subsequently picked up by the Kraken. Since joining Seattle, McCann has been one of their leading offensive players, tallying 61 points in 82 games this past season. That's particularly notable considering the Kraken haven't been the strongest team overall. His skill on the power play stands out. He's known for being a specialist in these situations, offering an additional scoring threat when his team has a numerical advantage. Looking at the Kraken's situation, it appears they may be ready to rebuild and bring in younger talent. With Jason Botterill now at the helm as general manager, the team could be aiming for a fresh direction. This might open the door for McCann to be traded, with prospects such as Easton Cowan possibly heading the other way. For the Maple Leafs, bringing McCann back could add depth and versatility to their forward lines. Having a player who can slot into different roles and perform on the power play would strengthen their attack. It would also take some pressure off Austin Matthews and help spread out the scoring load. McCann's ability to adapt to various line combinations is valuable. He can provide secondary scoring behind Matthews, ensuring that opponents can't just focus on shutting down Toronto's star player. This kind of depth is vital for teams aiming for a serious playoff run. Furthermore, McCann's net front presence and opportunistic style make him a dangerous player in tight spaces, especially during special teams situations. The Leafs have often looked to improve their power play efficiency, and McCann could be just the player to help with that. From a team-building perspective, this move would also allow younger Leafs forwards more time to develop without the immediate need to shoulder major scoring responsibilities. It's about creating a balanced team where scoring threats come from multiple players. Of course, salary cap considerations will play a role in any deal. The Leafs will have to manage their cap space wisely to fit McCann's contract, but his proven production could well justify the investment. Seattle's management is clearly in a transition phase, and trading McCann for younger talent fits their rebuilding philosophy. Easton Cowan, for example, is seen as a promising player who could help the Kraken build a youthful core. This situation is a perfect example of the ongoing tug-of-war between established franchises and newer teams in the NHL. The Leafs, who are focused on winning now, might capitalize on the Kraken's desire to retool, creating a mutually beneficial deal. It also highlights how teams need to strike guys carefully in expansion drafts and roster decisions to protect their key assets. To wrap things up, if the Maple Leafs manage to bring Jared McCann back, it could be a significant boost for their offensive firepower and power play. For the Kraken, it's a step towards reshaping their team with younger players. Keep watching this space as this story develops. Trades like this can reshape the fortunes of teams in the NHL very quickly. Let's take a closer look at what Jared McCann's return could mean for the Maple Leafs moving forward. One of the biggest benefits McCann brings is his flexibility. He's comfortable playing in multiple roles and can easily slot into different lines, which is invaluable when it comes to managing injuries or tactical changes throughout a season. With Austin Matthews carrying much of the offensive load on the top line, having McCann in the mix gives Toronto a vital secondary scoring option. This diversification means opposing teams can't just double up on Matthews, they have to worry about other dangerous players who can capitalize on scoring chances. Additionally, McCann is known for his aggressive style around the net. He has a knack for being in the right place at the right time, especially on power plays, where his ability to screen goalies and deflect shots can make all the difference. For a Leaf squad that sometimes struggles to maximize power play opportunities, McCann's skill set could be exactly what they need to become more effective. Another important angle to consider is how McCann's presence could influence the development of younger forwards within the Leafs system. Players like William Nylander and Michael Bunting are talented, but sharing ice time with a dependable scorer like McCann would relieve some of the scoring pressure they face. This could allow them to develop at a steadier pace without feeling the full weight of expectation. It also improves overall team depth, which is critical during the long and grueling NHL season. Depth scoring often makes the difference in playoff success, and with McCann's experience and consistent output, the Leafs could shore up that much-needed reliability beyond their top stars. Turning our attention back to Seattle, the Kraken's plan appears to be one of youth and rebuilding. New GM Jason Bottrill is likely focused on cultivating a younger core through the draft and player development, which makes McCann a valuable trade asset rather than a long-term piece. In exchange for McCann, the Kraken could acquire promising prospects like Easton Cowan, who fits their vision of building for the future. This kind of trade makes sense for both parties. The Leafs get immediate offensive help, while Seattle invests in their next generation. This potential move also sheds light on the delicate balance NHL teams must strike between building for the future and competing in the present. Established teams like Toronto want to make bold moves to maximize their current stars' prime years, while newer franchises like Seattle have to carefully navigate roster construction and cap management to grow sustainably. It's a reminder that expansion drafts and subsequent trades can have ripple effects throughout the league, influencing team strategies and player careers in significant ways. All things considered, the prospect of Jared McCann returning to the Maple Leafs is an exciting development for fans. It promises to add skill, versatility, and much-needed depth to a team eager to contend for the Stanley Cup. Of course, as with any trade rumors, nothing is guaranteed, but this is definitely a story worth following closely as the NHL offseason progresses. Thanks for tuning in to today's update. What are your thoughts on the possibility of McCann rejoining the Leafs? Do you think this could be a game changer for the team's playoff chances? Let me know down below. Remember to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Leafs news. Catch you in the next video, and as always, keep supporting your team and enjoying the beautiful game of hockey.